This exercise is to train integrity of the rotator cuff tendon. The exercise can be done on healthy shoulders to improve tendon quality or in injured shoulders to manage a tendinopathy. If dealing with a painful shoulder, you would modify the range and load and keep it pain-free. Research shows increased ability for a tendon to withstand force, i.e. increasing its stiffness, is achieved when training with either very heavy loads in mid-range or when training the tendon into its lengthened position with a lighter load. This movement allows for the supraspinatus tendon to move into its fully lengthened position. Research has long advocated for training eccentrically for tendinopathy in the lower quarter and has shown greater gains in tendon quality in healthy subjects. In this exercise, the elbow is extended to increase the load via longer lever arm as the arm is lowered against gravity. The elbow is bent, shortening the lever arm to decrease the load when coming back up. We only need the heavy load on the lowering portion of the exercise for the tendon to be signaled. And since climbers need strength in their outer ranges of motion anyway, this is a great way to train both the tendon and your strength and control through this fully lengthened position of the arm. Side lying is the best position for the exercise, especially when using dumbbells or just the weight of the arm. The load is greatest due to your position against gravity when the arm is at your side, making it more tolerable for painful shoulders. The supraspinatus tendon is also in a more lengthened position here in side lying when the load is at its heaviest. If we are standing and trying to lower weight, by the time the tendon is lengthened, there's no longer any load on the tendon. So to achieve the same input into the tendon, we would thus have to lift a really heavy weight. That certainly wouldn't be tolerated in painful shoulders. For building integrity, if training in mid-range for men, the load would be 90% of 1 rep max, and for women around 70% of 1 rep max. This is what's been shown in the literature to improve stiffness of the tendon. However, if you're training the tendon into its lengthened position, the load can be down as low as 50% of 1 RM. So keep the weight light. It gets the job done, and more doesn't necessarily mean better. As for sets and reps, about 10 reps in 1 set. This provides the signal the tendon needs to respond. Once the message is sent, repeatedly sending the message will not increase the tendon's response. However, your body will be ready to receive the signal again in about 4 to 6 hours. So you can do this 2 to 3 times a day as long as you separate it by 4 hours. In a healthy shoulder, repeated bouts are not likely necessary because you'll also be doing your normal exercise routine and working out. But if you're injured and doing no other activity, doing this exercise a couple times a day will probably be beneficial. If you run into any trouble, increase in pain, or loss of range of motion, obviously stop. You may have misdiagnosed your condition, so you may want to check with a physical therapist.